Welcome to SNG. If you've already subscribed, thank you. It's appreciated. If you haven't, consider it. And you all know if you want to be notified the next time I make fun of my fat bastard Buddy Jones, all you have to do is hit that notification bug or whatever it is, and I think it lets you know. So we're going to change the cam seal of a 91 80 cubic inch Evolution engine. I have a video. I'm just cutting these up into smaller videos. I'm trying. So if you want to see how to get the old seals out, there's videos that'll show you that. How you take this off, how you get the cams out. We're replacing the cam bearings, seals, blah, blah, blah. So probably the biggest thing that takes the most amount of time, and we don't do, as you see, we don't do any editing. We're doing this for fun. We're doing it not only for fun, but we do it to save time. It takes a lot of effort to really produce a high-end video. So what does take time, being that we don't do that, is I do a lot of research. I watch a lot of videos. I read a lot. There's so many different ways to attack this. So watch some videos out there. Watch some other people. For instance, just replacing this cam seal, it's like, you know, you take the cam seal out and it's like they talk about cam seals with springs, and the spring goes in this little indented area. Well, this didn't have a spring. Did the spring fall out? When I bought the new spring or the new seal, did they forget to put the spring in? So I do that kind of research to find out and understand that they make different types of seals. So if you have one with a spring and one without, I wouldn't sweat the small stuff other than know that that seal was designed without a spring. If it's designed with a spring, use the spring. If it's not, don't worry about it. But stuff like that. And then, do you put them in dry? Do you put them in lubricated a little bit? Do you put them in with some type of sealant? I see a lot of people do that. I tend to, if I can't read it in the Harley manual, and Harley manuals aren't always right, by the way, unfortunately. But I go to people like the OGs that have done this for their whole lives, and they'll tell you. I'd recommend, if you don't know and you need to go with something, go with what they say. They do it every day. So what I have chosen to do is I'm not going to use a sealant. But I'm not going to go in dry either. I'm going to put a light coating of some oil on there to get it started. So I'm going to set this camera up. First thing that I want to let you know, seals out. I took some brake cleaner, cleaned this out. There's a couple of oil, some holes in here. There's one. There's one right here, and there's also one through the bushing. Right here, you can see it above my finger, and it comes out through that hole right there. So once I clean that out, I take some air and, you know, make sure everything's good. So it's clean and all those holes are open. The other thing I want to make sure is if you do choose to use some gasket sealer, and I see people do that, put a light coating around here, that's cool. You can attack yours however you want. I would suggest that you watch that you don't put so much on that it fills up one of those holes. That would be my only suggestion to you or for you. So I'm going to get this camera around here. We're going to push this seal in, and we'll be one step closer to getting this bike back on the road. All right, so everything's cleaned out, blown out. I'm going to take a little bit of, here's my old seal. My new seal is underneath here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of oil, and I'm not going to put a lot, but I'm going to put a little bit right here on the inside, the edge or the race that this seal is going to go in, and I am going to put a little, you know, on the outside of this actual seal. And what I did is I chose a socket that choose a socket of your liking, but an 1 1/16 or a 27, either one will do. I want to make sure it's a little bit smaller than that I'm able to fit it in and make sure that I get that flush with the, or where it actually seats. So it has to go in the interior hole, but yet really cover that. I have choose to use the type of socket that I can put an extension in backwards. That way I have a big flat to use, and I'm not trying to get this outside edge centered on. So I'm going to set that in here. And I'm going to get that hand-wise, finger-wise, level. And I'll take my time on this. I mean, we've got plenty of time. And then I'll typically take a, you know, rawhide hammer, something light. And I'm going to center this on top. And they do make a tool for this, and I am choosing to cheap out. Usually I'm on top of my tools, but I don't have this tool. So I'm gonna put that there, and I'm going to give it a slight tap. And I'm going to kind of look at it and see if I'm getting it in straight. Okay, it looks like I'm drove in a little bit on that side, a little bit more, so I'm going to put a little bit of rock to this one side. Okay. And as you can see, I'm driving it down in very slow. And again, I'm choosing to take my time here. Make sure that I'm in the center. And this side is down a little more than this side, I can feel. So I'm going to go on this edge just a little bit. And there I felt that nice. And I'm going to kind of feel. Okay, so I'm looking, it's recessed just a little bit below the flat of here. And it's like that all the way around. So that's the short and sweet of that. It'll be a short little video. I'm going to move on to setting up the cam and the. I think the last video was putting in the cam bearing. Now it's the cam seal and our cam cover, and we'll see if we can get this Evo on the road and get some miles on it this year yet for the snowflies. So appreciate you watching. Punch that monkey in the throat, pat that poodle bug, jam on that pedal, twist that throttle, whatever you're supposed to do. Enjoy your evening, afternoon. If you ride them, wrench them, but only if you want to. Peace.